Hey family, peace and love to you all. Hello to my queens, hello to my kings, hello to my brothers and sisters. I greet you all in love and light of the Most High God, the infinite creator, source of all things, source within. I thank you for checking your sister out. I hope all is well with many of you. I know it's been like a minute since I actually done a video like this. And if I irritate many of you due to rubbing my nose, I apologize. You know, a lot of people get distracted when they're watching me, you know, instead of hearing the message. You know, they're too busy looking at me. But anyway, it's allergy season, so excuse me for doing a whole lot of this. Just bear with me. Put the phone down or look to the side. You know, I want you just to hear the message. But I do welcome you all. I thank you for checking your sister out. There's been a lot of things been going on with me. I'm sure it has been with many of you as well, you know. Like I said, going back to last month in March, a whole lot of, you know, dealing with all these interesting energies. And as I stated in my video, I think before this one, I was speaking of how my body was like vibrating big time all last month, off and on, but it was definitely vibrating big time. And so I was dealing with that, as well as dealing with a whole lot of flip-flop emotions, definitely, which is starting to subside. Okay, glory be to the Most High God. So glad about that. I felt like I was being, I don't know about many of you, but I felt like I was being tested. You know, tested. That's how I felt, because and we all are down here. You know, not only are we, you know, down here, you know, living our lives and learning from our experiences, but on the daily, we are all being tested, you know, as far as how we deal with our emotions, how we deal with other people, you know. Like I said, when it's all said and done, it's what you do that determines everything. And sometimes you have people coming at you sideways. You're like, what is this about? You know, I'm walking in love. You know, I'm trying to promote love, push out love outwardly. You know, what is this? You know, first thing pop up within myself, a test. You know, how do you handle the situation? So, out of all of that, I'm learning to, when I have situations like that come out of a blue, and somebody might come off at me sideways, you know, I'm learning to love them where they are. That's why I said love. It might not be love, like, you know, the way you love a family member, that kind of love, because you don't really know a person, but still love them in a way that we are all one. You know, that's just my brother or my sister that's, you know, at a different place than I am, shall I say. And basically, we have to just love each other and meet each other where we are. You know, everybody is not going to think the same or be the same. And, you know, people have the right to their own opinions, and I respect that, you know. So basically, you know, I was dealing with a whole lot of, you know, instead of me acting the old way, you know what I'm saying, and retaliating, operating on my lower self, I decided to just meet them where they are and see it for what it is. It's not always about jealousy or anything. It's just a lot of people are in that box way of thinking, and if they can't, you know, if they're checking you out and they just can't see, you know, they just can't see where you're coming from, because they don't understand, because they don't have no experiences, you know, and they're trying to think from that logic way of thinking, by being inside the box. I mean, they just don't understand. They don't understand. So, you know, to them, I am crazy. You know, to them, you know, I might need meds. You know, to them, maybe they feel like, you know, I have like a plant or some kind of chip in my head, and which a lot of targeted individuals, a lot of them believe that about themselves, and they probably do, you know. But I was told by my higher self, I don't have no chip in my head, you know. I'm not dealing with anything like that, you know. What I'm going through is just spiritual, period, you know. But if you're someone who's not spiritual and you're not dealing with, your life is not you don't have no kind of spiritual experiences, and you're just not a spiritual person, you cannot, really relate to what your sister is saying, so I have to really just meet you where you are and just love you where you are and be like, okay, that's okay. It's okay to agree and disagree. So anyway, that's one thing that your sister has been working on, and that's one way of staying humble too, because I don't think I know it all. If I don't ask the question from my higher self, I won't know the answer. I'm just telling you the truth. And I'm the kind of person, now, I'm realizing, even though I know, let me say I know wisdom is better than silver and gold. Too much of wisdom is not good for us either. Too much information is not good for us, because coming to this information, how is it going to serve you for your highest good? There are things I'd be asking my higher self. It's like, family, I second guess myself, and I'm like, why are you asking, why are you asking this question for? You just want to know for what reason, and who's it going to serve? So, okay, you're going to come into this information, and then what? What you going to do with this information? So why even ask? And then certain information can get you in trouble, putting it out there into the universe, because you start having, government officials, whatever, monitoring, your videos. You have to be really careful what you put out to the universe, all information is not good information, even though people want it, they want the goods, but see, it's not affecting them, they're hearing it, but you're the one putting it out there. So like I said, we all have to be mindful of the information that we put out, and just try not to overdo it, shall I say. Just only, the way I see it, I pretty much focus on the information that's for my highest good to know. And if I'm doing like reading for somebody, I pretty much focus on retrieving that kind of information for my brother or my sisters, but as far as asking a whole lot of questions that's not serving me or serving nobody else, I try not to go there, because really it's not for my highest good to know. I can't do nothing about it, even if I did know. And just basically trying to use some wisdom, family. This is what I'm learning along the way, just trying to use some wisdom. And I'm only sharing this because many of you eventually in your season are going to start coming to that place of meeting your higher self. Okay, when you go within yourself and you're meditating, you're going to see your higher self, and you're going to start communicating with your higher self. And at first, I was seeing my higher self when I was in meditation. And I went from, now I don't hear voices, so let me just say that I do not hear voices, but I went from at first seeing my higher self when I was in meditation. My higher self always facing me, like how I'm looking in this mirror, how I'm looking in this camera. My higher self is always facing me, but my higher self looked nothing like me. My higher self looked like a luminous spiritual body, all right, staring right back at me. No color, just a spirit being, all right, that I am connected to, all right. And we all are connected to our higher self through a spiritual umbilical cord, all right. I've seen mine, so I knows what I'm talking about because I've seen mine. And I went from seeing my higher self to holding crystals, retrieving information once I was seeing my higher self about people, all right, and basically just start having this inner knowing. I would say I wasn't really gonna put this information out here, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. Something happened to me in March that's very interesting. I started feeling this surge of energy that has been building up inside of me, shall I say. And hold on, family, I gotta move up. Hold on 1 minute. All right, family. I started feeling this surge of energy building up in my body, right? And when it comes to this so-called event, I can't speak for nobody else, okay? Everybody has to speak from their own personal situation, because what this so-called event meant for one person, it means something totally different for somebody else. Let me just say that. But your sister was definitely feeling the energies. I was feeling them in my body, you know, often on, definitely like around the 16th or whatever. Cause I talked about it, so you know, ain't like your sister making it up. I've talked about it when I started to experience these energies. But the point I'm trying to make is I also started noticing a buildup of energy that was surging in my body. And it's kind of like when I'm in meditation and I'm in that trance state. Once I've been in meditation for quite some time, family, I will start to feel like I'm in a trance. And it's a feeling sort of like before I start seeing this light that is between my higher self. It's like some kind of light that bees like on the forehead of my higher self. It's like a round symbol. I'm calling it a symbol, but to me, okay, I'm gonna say it like this. It's like some kind of round symbol that's lit up, you know. But anyway, usually when I get real closer to it, I'm entering. It's like me and my higher self become one, and that's when I'm like immediately in the higher realms. Okay, I am immediately in the higher realms, whatever realms these are, and everything is just look whitish gold, you know. And it's hard to explain, but if many of you can relate to what your sister is saying, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But let me get to the point. I don't want to make this video long, but that euphoria feeling that I would feel, I was feeling it this last month. Like I said, I started off feeling this surge of energy in my body, and I can close my eyes and I will say stuff like, I am one with my glorious I am present, which I know I relate that as my higher self. And all of a sudden I close my eyes and my body start to tingle. You know, a lot of times it starts from my legs and kind of like build up, sort of like it's rising up in my body. And I'm not afraid of the energies because I felt them before. And all of a sudden my body started rocking like this, as though one would think I'm being possessed or something, but that's not what it is. It just, you know, we're energy beings, you know, we're spirit beings. And when you're connecting with your spirit self, you know, you're going to feel this extra surge of energy flowing through you, okay? I know for me, I feels it. And it'll either make your body vibrate or it start tingling, and you just feel this need to move, you know, whether it's side to side or, you know, you just feel this need to move, you know. And anyway, that's when my higher self, instead of being outside of me, it's like a part of me, you know. But anyway, I've been experiencing this since, I would say, towards the ending of March, maybe in the 20s, maybe it's in the 20s. But I started to feel this surge of energy flowing through my body, and it's been with me ever since. And my higher self letting me know that we are one, you know. I know many of you can't relate to what your sister is saying. Just hear me out, because you never know when it's going to be you. At least you're watching somebody who's speaking about it. You know, I'm brave enough to talk about it. I talk about a lot of things, you know, that a lot of people ain't going to talk about. Because a lot of people don't want to be criticized. And I'm not worried about them, because a lot of people, they see the title of my videos. You see the title of my videos, so no need of checking out the title of my videos and you want to criticize me based on my experience, my testimony. That's crazy. People do that. But, you know, I don't get it. A whole lot of wasted energy being negative. But they'll look at the title of the video and they'll watch it, and then they want to bad mouth you and say something crazy. I'm speaking to those who are spiritual, like minded, like myself. Even though you might not be even though you might not be experiencing what I'm experiencing at this present time, you still having your own experiences. And you know, many of you are intuitive, and many of you are psychic. You know, it is what it is. You know, a lot of these gifts we are born with, and I truly believe, and I don't see no psychic as being nobody. I don't look at psychic as being a witch. I don't. Your gifts are your gifts, all right? Your gifts are your gifts. There was a lot of people like me and like many of you, you know, in the past, they didn't understand us, okay? A lot of you watching me now, you know, probably are not like that, but there are many people that have been watching people. There are many people that have looked at people like me and like other people who, you know, have these gifts, medium, psychic, clairvoyance, whatever. A lot of them have been, a lot of them have come into their gifts later in life. Many of them were born with it, all right? But they have been ostracized in the past, especially like, I mean in the past, when people like burnt at the stake. Because people didn't understand them. They didn't understand them, and they would kill them. And a lot of times, a lot of these people are just messengers. You know, you never know who you come in contact with. You know, that's why I say walk in love, and you know, even if you disagree in love. But people they don't know how to do that. Their word love is not in their vocabulary. You know, they feel they don't understand, and they just, you know, wanna, lash out at you in fear, and just out of, I don't know, out of what they don't understand. But you know, I speak up because we live in a time now, you know, things are just different now. You know, it's not like how it was back then. And you know, knowledge is everything. Okay, knowledge is everything. You got definitely calling your angels, your guides, you know, definitely your angels, okay, to protect you. And you'd be surprised how it keeps at bay, it keeps away a lot of negative energy, a lot of negative people from you. Because there are times people have like said nasty comments to me, and I would see it in the notification, but then I go down in the comments, I don't see it. And then I try to look for I try to go over there in the other section that holds the comments. I don't see it. So it's definitely higher power at work to just keep a whole lot of negative people from me. And you know what? I thank the Most High God. I thank the Most High God. I'm here for a reason, to share my light, my testimony, being my sister keeper, my brother's keeper, for such a time as this. And it's not easy putting yourself out there. You know, it's not easy because people, like I said, they can't relate to you. You know, like I said, those be the main ones. You know, like I said, back in the past, you know, in the ancient time, people were burnt at the stake. You know, they were stoned at. You know, people look at them as witches just because they had gifts and they didn't understand them. But a lot of people would go to them. You know, they would go to them when nobody's around. You know, wanting advice, wanting help. You know, and you know, and but anyway, you get what I'm going with this family. But anyway, getting to the point, and I apologize. Sometimes I go to the left instead of staying to the right. It be so much going on that I be trying to explain myself, and but I have evolved more by being one with my I am present. You know, it's one thing to say it, but to feel it is a whole nother ball game. To actually feel it, you know. Like I said, you know, before, when I be in meditation, you know, it took a while for me to get to that point of connecting with Source. You know, when you are one with your I am present, you are connected with Source. You are, you know, it's you, your highest form, your spiritual form. You know, your spiritual form is connected to Source as far as being that, look, it's being a spark of the supreme being. You know, it's like you had a supreme being, and then I look at the supreme being, it's like a tree, for instance. Just for instance, a tree that's full of light, that's very intelligent, and it has like little branches, you know, sparks, shall I say. And my higher self is one of those sparks of the Source, and I'm connected to Source in this physical flesh. That's how I see it. I'm connected to my higher self through from a spiritual umbilical cord, all right, attached to a spiritual umbilical cord. And I only talk about this because I've seen, man, even the word talks about it. It doesn't go in depth because a lot of things have been taken out the word, all right? That's why it don't make sense to a whole lot of you, because it never really made a whole lot of sense to me either when it started getting real juicy, and then it goes to a whole nother topic. You know, it's a lot of interesting it's a lot of interesting information that's in the word that's been taken out, okay? I know this to be true because there's just too much going on with me that I can witness. I understand what it means in the word with those parables, and then there's a lot going on with me that I'm not reading in there. So obviously a lot of people say, well, if it's not in the word, you know, it's not of God. That's not true. A lot of things have been taken out the word. Why is it that the word say, you know, if anybody add to the word, subtract to the word, you know, it's in there, but it lets you know that it has been done, you know, it has happened. There's a lot that has been added to it as a cover up for whatever reason, keep people from being, you know, from waking up. And then there's a lot that's been taken out for a reason to keep people from waking up, shall I say. But you know, those parables, you know, when it's all said and done, one must be spiritual to really understand them, and definitely one must have had an experience to understand them. I really do understand those parables very well. And I say that humbly. You know, I had to go through the spiritual awakening. And it hasn't all been roses, but I'm pressing forward. You know, it's a daily process. But I tell you, one must definitely be spiritual to understand what Christ was speaking of in those parables. Okay, other than that, you read it, you still don't really understand it because you don't have no kind of experience. And he talked about the kingdom being within. All you see is what you see out here, within these four walls, or what you see with these carnal eyes. But he's not talking about out here. You have to go within yourself to see the kingdom. And all there is that pertains to the kingdom. Out here to see the moon and the planets and be outside this earthly realm. What we see with our eyes, they have to have a rocket to go above Earth. But you can go within yourself, because there's a universe inside of all of us, and there's a sun. There's a sun inside of all of us. All right, but you gotta get to that place of seeking, so shall you find. And then I truly believe when the time is right, the Most High God will allow you to see it. But anyway, all this is within us. You don't really have to worry about paying all this money that they have been talking about on the news. People can, I think they were talking about it's going to be in 2024, I believe, where people take a trip out above this earthly realm and they'll be out in space. Really? I forgot how much they said. I don't know if they said 20 million or 40 million, but I'm like, that's ridiculous. Well, you can just go within yourself and go wherever you want to go. And it's free, family. It is free. But anyway, I leave that alone. Many of you get what I'm saying. Many of you have taken many trips outside yourself. And many of you have visited planets, all right, that you don't even know the name of them. But you know that you have experienced, seeing dimensional beings and ETs and visiting, these awesome other planets that probably would never be talked about in your lifetime. All right, but hold on, I don't want no bee getting in my car. But anyway, I just really wanted to do a little update, sharing with you what's been going on with your sister. I know I've been pretty much all over the place, but like I said, don't be worried about looking at me. Just put the phone down or do what you're doing in your home and just hear what your sister is saying. But I put the information out here because many of you are having your own experiences, but you never know when you're going to get to that place of making contact, all right, with source, with your higher self, all right? And I say it like that because your higher self is connected to source, okay? Your higher self is connected to source, okay? And whether you see your higher self or whether you see your higher self or not, you still connected with your higher self, but it's sort of like you're connected, but you're not. You're connected, but you're not conscious of being connected with your higher self because you're not seeing your higher self, and you don't have no kind of experiences of interacting with your higher self. I say it like that, all right? I'm trying to keep everything kind of simple to the point to where many of you can understand what your sister is saying. But normally I would say the sky's the limit, but like that saying, the word, and you do all things in Christ who strengthens you. That is so true. All things are possible, but still, when that's said and done, one must have faith. You must believe. I've always believed that there was more to meet the eyes, because I know what the word was saying. Even though I couldn't really relate to everything the word was saying, I can relate now. That's why I talk about it. But yeah, those verses, those parables talking about let thy eye be single. Oh yes, but it definitely needs to be full of light. In order for you to get to that place, you got to walk in love. You got to raise your vibration. That way, when you are seen within yourself, family, you are full of light. You're not full of darkness, because when you are full of light, when you are truly full of light, you're going to see nothing but dimension. You're going to see nothing but angels, spiritual beings, and they all are luminous looking, angelic looking, flying around all around you. You might see them Like I said, it's a sun inside of all of us. You might see them flying out of this so-called circle. They're like a sun. And also with this circle, you know, it changes colors, you know. I don't want to say too much, but many people are seeing this. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. But let me just say this for any of you who are seeing this light that is within you. You are one of the chosen. Please know this is a gift of the Most High God. For any of you who are not seeing this yet, don't feel no jealousy. Don't try, well, I can't tell you don't, but try not to feel no jealousy towards your brothers and sisters who are experiencing this, because you never know when he's going to open your eyes and you start to see it. When my third eye was open, I wasn't seeing this light at first. I was not seeing this light at first. I was seeing, after I had a Kundalini, after that, eventually I started to see this light. That Kundalini is an energy too, and it also enters your body, okay? But you gotta, you know, you gotta get to that place of letting go. How they say, let go and let God. You know, don't fight it. Let it do its perfect job in you. But you know, you have that. It's definitely a life-changing experience as well. But you know what? I'm going to just leave it alone, because everything is in the Most High God's timing. It's not for me to put too much information out there. If many of you are having any kind of spiritual experiences and you want to talk to your sister about it, feel free to email me. No problem. I don't know everything, but I know what I know. I know what I have been experiencing, and can't nobody take that from me, all right? And even if you are religious, you know, I grew up in church too. I know what that's all about. You speaking from a place of what's in the word. But let me tell you one thing, when it comes to spiritual things, there's a lot of things that has been taken out of that word for a reason. There are a lot of transcripts that has been taken out of that word, all right? And everything is not in the word, because a lot of it has been taken out. So please keep that in mind. But like I said, I'm not taking away from the word either. I love that book. I read it, and I understand it, all right? Because I see it for what it is. It's definitely, you know, a book where you can gain a lot of knowledge, okay? But when you are having these spiritual experiences, it really helps you to get a better understanding of what's going on with you. When you start to read that book, you understand it better, all right? You understand it more in depth and more with meaning when you're having your own experiences, and then you relating it to what Christ was saying in the word. But those who are, you know, in the box, and you know, they go by just that book only, and they feel like there's no other books out here can touch it. No, there are other books out here. There are other books out here. When you get to that point of, you know, communicating with your higher self will let you know, yeah, this is one of the missing manuscripts. Manuscript. This is one of the missing manuscripts. You need definitely to read this. Just like the book of, I think with the book of Thomas, one of the missing books of Thomas. Lord have mercy. If many of you read that, oh my goodness, it's deep. But so are there many others that just as deep. I love y'all in Christ. I thank you for checking your sister out. And I'm going to go ahead and leave with this saying right here. Please, you know, whether it be me or others that you check out, just because, you know, you don't understand a person, you know, please know it's okay to agree and disagree. But if you're going to disagree, please let love be in your vocabulary. All right? Because where there's love, there is no competition. Peace and love to you all. And bye for now. And I will be back with another video next week. There's still a lot of stuff going on with me. I try to, you know, put out, you know, a little bit, you know, pretty much feeding my brothers and sisters spiritual milk, you know. That's the best way I can say it. Because a lot of you are not having no experiences. A lot of you are having experiences. But a lot of things that I'm talking about, you're just not there yet. And then a lot of you know what I'm talking about. Y'all probably like, girl, you're saying too much, you know. But the way I look at it, when people are seeking, so shall they find, okay? And my higher self letting me know that I'm in divine purpose. I'm doing what's right for me, you know. I'm all about pleasing the Most High God, not man. So with that being said, I love you in Christ, and bye for now.